Hello there. My dog passed away not too long ago. Um, I can't say how long ago it was, but I heard from a relative that my dog had passed away, and I don't have a lot of regrets. Like, a lot of people have regrets when they have a pet that has died or passed away, because I really gave her the best life that she could ever ask for. And I contacted her via Ouija board, which, of course, for all you skeptics out there, that's so, don't ever do that. But I'm going to tell you, if you're going to use a Ouija board to contact any kind of spirit, I recommend doing an animal first, because animals are great. Animals don't have all that bullshit. They don't have the trauma often, and they're just very vibrant spirits and very pure. And they're most likely not going to get you into any trouble. I'm just gonna say, you're more at risk watching this live right now, using the technology that you're using right now, than you are actually using a Ouija board. How many times has a Ouija board taken your social security number or your credit card information and then scammed it and used it against you? Hardly never. The answer should be never. So I'm wearing makeup, as you can clearly see. Somebody told me that I look like I got beat up, apparently. I was going for more of a shadowed look, but what can I say? What can I say? What can I say? I'm gonna touch up my lips a little bit. I actually got these from not Dollar General, but Dollar Tree. And so far I'm pretty impressed. And it smells like cotton candy. Yay. I like that. And then we have another shade here. And then we have some Sephora here. So I have kind of a compilation of makeup. Just saying. And then I've got this interesting shade of lipstick that nobody has in the stores. It's great. It's fantastic. It's the best. It's fantastic. I love it. So, I wore some makeup and I was like, I don't have any place to go. Are you going someplace? My mom asked. No. Just thought I'd, continue. How would you put it? I want to keep my makeup skills up, because I was part of a theater group and makeup was required. Makeup really isn't that hard to do, as it turns out. It's mostly just slapping things on and a little bit of detail work. Not a lot. Like, there's not really a lot involved. Like, what gets to the skill is when you get the finer details, like the shades and the things. I'm not at that point. I'm not like professional. I'm not gonna make a living doing this. But I have enough to get by. I've got enough to get by. So I asked Lucy after the Ouija session today, actually, if she would mind talking to us today, and she was real excited about it. And she keeps coming to visit me ever since. So when I ended the session, she stuck around. So that was really, really, really sweet. And she asked me, did I do anything wrong? Because I had moved. And, I was in a bad situation. And so I had to go. And thankfully, I had a relative that was taking care of her and making sure that she had a fantastic life. Very, very slowly, I made my distance from this particular dog. And right before I left, I took her on a walk and gave her some loving, and I have no regrets at all. I know a lot of people just want to pet their dog one last time, and I had that chance, and it was one of those situations where there was this woman at church who was saying, "Oh, my daughter has a dog," and we were so overjoyed. My grandmother and I were so overjoyed, and we thought for a time that it was going to fall through. We didn't think that we were going to get another dog. So she calls us up, and it was Friday. I remember Friday, and she says, "Yeah, I got the dog here. I had to give her 3 baths because she had been, she was the result of a divorce, and the result of the divorce was that she was being horribly, horribly neglected, and thankfully, this lady was able to ascertain what was going on and get her out of there. And we, she said, "Oh, she's about a year old." We found out that she was around 8. Found out that she was about 7 to 8 years old. We took her to the vet, and they said, "Yeah, she's about 8 or 9. I was like, wow, we didn't really sign up for a senior dog. But she was very vibrant. She was a black Labrador retriever, and very, very unusual features. She didn't really look like your typical Labrador retriever. We found out that she was more of a flat coat retriever, more like that. But she ended up looking more lab than anything, the black lab. So never saw a dog that looked like her. I've seen other black dogs, other black Labradors, but never saw one that was like her. And I knew immediately that she would be my dog, because I remember having a dream with a dog with big floppy ears and lots of energy. And I cried, "Lucy!" And Lucy came running. And this was like a couple weeks before I knew that, before she came into our lives. And I put so much energy into making her life as manageable and as happy as possible. I made sure that she was walking 3 times a day, long walks too. I had no idea that she was that old, but she thrived on that activity. She loved it. She adored people. There wasn't a person she didn't like, and she loved men, because her mama dad, her baby daddy, was a man. So she associated men with good times and good vibes. And she loved butt rubs, oh my goodness, loved belly rubs. That was her favorite thing. I mean, you touch her on her side and she would just flop over. She was one of those dogs. Never had a problem with her. She never bit anybody. She never bit me. Unless I actually, the only way that she could bite me is if I put my entire hand in her mouth. And even then, she didn't really bite very hard, because she was an old dog. So, yeah, I speak from experience, actually. And lots of energy, very vibrant, loved her, loved taking care of her. But there came a time where I had to kind of move on. I had to move on, and I wasn't moving on from her, I was moving on from other parts of my life. And yeah, I had to leave her behind, but I never stopped thinking about her. And I knew that I knew that her health was declining. And then I heard from a relative that she said, "I don't know how you're going to take this." My aunt literally told me, but we had to put Lucy down. And when I heard this, I just felt like a release, because I realized, she's not suffering. She's not hurting anymore. She doesn't have to deal with her pain. So immediately I was just very, well, now I'm crying about it. But no, I was getting a little teary-eyed. But yeah, immediately I felt a great release, because I realized she's okay now. She's happy now. And if you believe that there's an afterlife, then pets have the best afterlife you could ever imagine. So if you have a pet out there that has passed away, they are getting the best treatment. They are becoming lights as we know it. And they are guiding other people, possibly. And they get to be whatever they want to be. I saw Lucy's human form, and it was beautiful. I mean, it was like a vibrant Emily the Strange kind of thing. She had bangs, and she had this like Betty Page bang thing going, and it was great being able to see that she said the first thing she learned how to do was how to shapeshift. She said, "I learned to shapeshift from human," and it was a little broken English. She said she would speak like Lucy do this. Lucy is I transform from human to human. She would kind of speak in. And she said, I'm learning English. I'm learning how to speak." And she was improving, and so it was, but keep that in mind when you have a dog or an animal. They're going to kind of speak in very simple English, not simple English. I'm not going to say, sorry what I said about broken English. I meant simple English. So like if you were to translate something straight into English and not interpret it, it would come out like, I don't know if you've heard sign language. Name you. I speak, name you. Like that's kind of what it is. It's like if you were to translate sign language straight into English, that's kind of what a animal speaks like sometimes. And they understand a lot. It's not that they don't know English. They can know any language that they set their heart on. It's just, it's easier for them to speak, and they're going to probably speak like that. It's just something that you're going to expect. So I'm going to put, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we'll see. Haha. So as I said, this microphone doesn't put off a lot of electromagnetic waves. And if you're going to see here, We're going to turn off the Bluetooth. We're going to turn off everything so you can kind of see. Hey, where'd you put it? So if you can kind of see that Bluetooth is off, everything's off. I'm not getting things from internet, so that should tell you something, you know. So we're gonna do Lucy, and we're going to do something called Ghost. Spectral Seekers. Spectral Seekers. It's a Spectral Seekers. Yeah. Spectral Seekers. Enunciate. I don't have a lisp. Really, I don't. I don't have a lisp. I just did temporarily. You know, I think I could use a bit more blush. Yes, darling. I think I could use a bit more blush. Looking rather washed out. That's what happens when you cover up your foundation. You don't have as much color. And if you hear something weird, that's just the program. It makes a weird noise. It goes. That's the equipment. Perfect. Now we look fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. We actually look like we've got some sun. It's just something that I did the other day, so not that I need any help with that. Do I look like a whore? Don't answer that. Bleeding? Okay, Lucy, can you tell me something that you would know about using this device? Could you tell me something? That could let me know that you hear? Mind you, when there's not internet on, things are gonna be a lot slower. So when you have internet on, things are going to be a little faster. Okay. You'll never get away. No, I do not. Don't disturb us. I don't know if this is really, like, I've used this a couple of times, but it doesn't really give me consecutive results. But that's why we're going through this. Some don't work and some do. It's not my fault that they don't work. No, that doesn't sound like Lucy. That sounds like, it could be that somebody else is trying to use the device, and Lucy just doesn't like this particular device. That's always. So we're gonna go with Spirit Talker. And if you don't know about Spirit Talker has worked in the past. And I'm gonna tell you, if a device does not work, if an app doesn't work, it's not that it's fake. So many people are so stupid and stubborn. They're mostly just stubborn because they want instant results. They want things now. They don't want it later. So people aren't willing to take the time to actually experiment. And sometimes a lot of these guys here have personal preferences. They don't always like certain apps. There's certain apps that sometimes they just don't like, or they can't figure it out. You have to give them time to figure it out. You have to give them time to actually learn the technology, because you've already learned how it works. They have to learn it, and they have to learn it at a molecular level, and they're having to also interact with our world while they're in a different dimension. Okay, this is going to take time. This is going to take they have to figure out, how can I interact with this little box that you call a phone while in an entirely different dimension. Okay, that's like trying to interact with somebody in Iceland while you're sitting here in your bedroom. How do you do that? You can't, physically, it's not possible unless I video chat with them. But even then, I can't really interact with them. So what they're doing is just phenomenal, and it's really just a miracle in itself. So you're asking a being to actually do a lot for you. You're asking a lot of them. And if you're not getting results, honey, you're not going to be a good paranormal investigator. I'm going to tell you, you're not going to last very long in that profession if you can't just chill, wait, look around your surroundings. Look around your surroundings. That sounds stupid, but look around where you are. Are there any power outlets? Is there anything that could be disrupting? Like modems, other phones, other devices, computers, that kind of thing. Make sure that they're within a good distance of one another. Be smart. But most of all, be patient. These are actual people. I consider spirits to be people, to be individuals, sentient beings. They're not going to instantly just talk to you. First of all, they need to get comfortable with you. That's a number one thing. If you're going to be an explorer, if you're going to be someone that does anything. I'm really stuffed up, as you can tell. Pretty stuffed up, because I was sick not too long ago, and it's lingering still, so I sound stuffy. It's because I am. But we're going to start Spirit Talker here. Thankfully this records. So Lucy, can you talk to us? And yes, this does work. It may not work for her. Okay, take your time, Lucy.
Concern.
What are you concerned about? Are you concerned because I'm sick? I'm not really sick anymore. I just got stuffy. I just get kind of stuffy sometimes. It happens. Stop this a bit. It's actually on. Oh, good, it is. Yay. Is this thing on? So, you said you were concerned. Are you concerned because I'm sick? What else can you tell us? See, this is where you have to be patient. Yes, things are going to take a lot longer without internet and without data, but you also have to take in consideration they have to go through the word bank and actually choose what. Also, names are significant because names have meaning. So if they say, I am Salem.
Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit, huh? Holy Spirit! As you know, the Christians, they believe that the Holy Spirit is supposed to possess them. It astounds me, you know. Christians don't necessarily believe in, don't necessarily, they kind of frown upon possession itself, which forceful possession is something to be frowned upon, but when it's consensual on both sides, completely different story. It's not really possession. It's more,
You hear us.
You hear us. Who's us?
Serenity.
Serenity. So, peace? Are you at peace? Holy Spirit, meaning she has a pure spirit. You hear us. You hear our serenity. You hear my serenity? Is that what you meant to say? Yes. Yes. I feel a definite yes. Like I feel like sunshine's on my head right now. Sunshine is on my head, kind of, sort of, but no, it's like directly right here. It's like someone's smiling radiantly, and it's this, and their smile is like the sunshine. That's just what I'm feeling.
I can't protect you.
That might be a rogue response. Is that a rogue response? They're like, I'm getting a no. I'm definitely getting a no. I don't need you to protect me. I have a lot of protectors. It may be just a random thought, or maybe a premature trigger. Oh yes, it was a premature trigger. So that's not what she meant to say. Just because you have bad responses that don't seem to be from the spirit that you want to talk to does not mean that it is wrong or it's fake. It just means that spirits get really excited, especially when people are talking and they figure out, oh, they're talking, so sometimes they'll join in. And it can be very frustrating, but I specifically said I only wanted to speak to Lucy. Only her. So if anybody else, can you please wait your turn? Please. Thank you. I'm saying it very nicely. Maybe you guys didn't hear me, or you weren't here.
Suspect.
Oh, suspect. What are you suspecting? Why did I choose to wear makeup? Why? I didn't need it. And Somebody said, "Oh, you look like you have a black eye." What were you concerned about? So far, this is a very slow process, but that's to be expected. This is a new device, and she probably hasn't used a lot of technological devices quite yet. You know, she's still at that learning stage, so, of being a spirit, so she may yeah. This was supposed to look fabulous, but
It likes to hurt people.
what likes to hurt people? Are you talking about the spirit that... So, my gram had a place. Are you speaking of the spirit that was in the stairs of my gram's apartment?
Yours.
Which spirit are you speaking of that likes to hurt people? She said yours. You talking about Thrifty? Because Thrifty, he can be feisty. Yes. Thrifty has a history.
Devil.
Yes. He is a devil. He's a cheeky little devil, he is. Don't smack me. Thrifty, just don't. Just don't. You don't know who Thrifty is. Thrifty is over here. Thrifty, yeah, has a history. Thrifty here has a history of creating nightmares. He's a nightmare clown. He looks so nightmarish, doesn't he? Yes. I used to have a little ring of protection here, but I took it off. Because he wanted to play. He doesn't play with me. He plays with the only... He's very karmic as far as demons go. Thrifty is. And, he does not take kindly to people that are rude to me, specifically.
Doreen.
Doreen? Oh, gosh. So, what I've discovered, and this is a true story.
Unlikely.
What's unlikely? Doreen. You didn't even know what I was going to say. Doreen means little gift, or gifted one. So it's another way of saying you're gifted. You're a little gifted one. Was that you speaking? Don't smack me. Don't do that. This is probably one of the most active ones that I've had besides her. Would you like to be shown? Yes. Okay. Besides Beatrice here, who actually moves. She has crawled up the bed before. Well, she was... That makes it sound creepy. I heard a sound that sounded like...
Creature.
unlikely creature. An unlikely creature. An unlikely creature. He has spoken in what I believe to be some backwoods devil talk. He's put out some, hexes and stuff. I was like, well, he knows what he needs to do. He has a, I mean, it's one thing if somebody actually needs, within the household needs to be put in their place. That's one thing. But he knows that he is not supposed to physically hurt anybody in this home. He understands that. He's like, no, I don't. Yes, you do. Don't argue with me.
I am Salem.
I am Salem, which means I am peaceful. Which means this is kind of what I figured out to be, meaning they're at peace. Which is a yes. It's a yes or it's a no. In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. Give me. You're gonna behave yourself. Behave yourself. Behave. 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 Okay. Yes, I'm aware that these are crooked. But I'm going to tell you.
There's a shapeshifter. We show his lights.
Wow. We show his lights. There's a shapeshifter. There's a devil. So this does work. This does work. This is a devil. He likes to hurt people physically. Maybe he has history of doing that. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Ow. That was like somebody got really, really hot. Like when you first, like, yeah, that was like somebody had a really, like it was something really
Under the
hot.
ground.
Under the ground. What's under the ground? Dead people. What? That's what's under the ground. Dead people. Well, mushrooms and plants. But that's just boring stuff. Dead people is really what people want to hear about. It's the dead people. It's the dead people. Now we have to make sure that this
I'm
is...
from the light.
I'm from the light. Wow. And then they show us lights. So there's a consecutive, so there's a, you can tell that it's one person, one individual person when you, or one individual spirit when they have one theme. They kind of have a theme or an association. Everything's kind of associated with one another. So you can kind of tell, and yes, I'm aware that this is crooked. This does not affect how effective, this does not affect how effective it is. And yes, I can say it because I said so. Okay. So you have to kind of make sure that it's at an angle and that it's not like really tight. You want it to have some give so that the spirits can kind of manipulate it a little bit. You don't want it loosey-goosey, but you want it loose enough that it can go around and do that. But you also want it at about a 40-degree angle so that it can move. Is Lucy here?
Jealousy.
What about jealousy? Are you jealous? No. Jealous, no. So that's a definite no. Now, my hand may move a little bit, but in order for me to actually move this, I would have to do this. I would actually have to do this and do this, like for me to actually move it. Now for me to make little adjustments here, yeah, I could, but look at this. I'll prove it to you. I will actually just hold it here. Okay. Are you here, Lucy? No, we'll have to position it in such a way. Are you here? See? Are my eyes blue? We have to position it just a little bit. Are my eyes blue? It's kind of struggling a little bit here. Are my eyes blue?
Movement.
Movement? Who's moving? Who's moving? Who's moving around here? Where? Well, just about everybody. Like the spirits are moving. Of course they're gonna be moving. I wonder what would happen if I did this. Oh, that's a lovely color. Don't do this at home, folks. Don't do this at home. Just don't. Just don't do it at home. What I just did. Don't put lipstick on your eyes. I don't recommend it. But then I put blush on my lips. I did that. I shouldn't have.
The children play games.
Of course they do. But I have this liquid blush, and it actually does really good. So you can put it here. And it's very permanent. Like, once it dries, it dries. And it tingles, too. Tingles a lot. Woo! I've put too much. It's like a lip plumper. It's gonna probably... It's tingling. That means it's working! Yay! Just don't do this at home. I'm doing this at home because I'm a professional. I'm just joking. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional. The children play games.
Go back there.
Go back where? Where am I going back to? Where am I going back to? So I look particularly witchy. If you ever see a witch somewhere and you say, "Oh, you're looking particularly witchy today," it's always a good sign. That means they did something right. That means they did something right. Yes. I am a mystic. So stupid. La. La. I love the scarf. I love it. I love the scarf, darling. Ooh. Let's not do that. Let's be culturally appropriate, shall we? Don't want to insult anyone. Do we?
Deja vu.
Ha! Deja vu. Don't go back there. Deja vu. Put a little bit of concealer right here because it seems to be there we go. Look like a sad Madonna. Oh. Here, let me go. Oh, yes. Come to me. Ta-da. No, I could be like,
I'm in the house.
I know you're in the house. Which house are we speaking of? I hope this one.
Busy.
Busy? Then what are you doing? You busy? Then what are you doing here? What are you doing here if you're busy? Do I look as made up as you? No. I just look like I have a cold. I'm just
People
like,
keep running.
look like an alcoholic. I just look like an alcoholic. Just like somebody who's got an alcohol problem. That's what I look like. I look like... let me see if I can... Oh. Oh. I am dying. Overall, the wonderful things that you can do with lipstick is amazing. I mean, lipstick is very durable, so you can kind of go around. So, if you wanted to look... Oh my god, I look horrible. I love it. Love it. Love it.
I've
No.
been watching you.
I know you've been watching me, and I'm glad that you are. Glad that you're watching me. Glad that I have this. Glad that I have this, because then I can just, like, you know, just be like, just chilling like a villain here. Rest my back. I'm telling you. When you get to your 30s, it's no joke. It's no joke. I'm just kidding. I'm not 30. Am I? Or am I? You'll never know. You'll never know. You'll never know.
Gargoyle.
Gargoyle. Oh, that would be Gregorio here. Gregorio. He's actually an ET. and he's fabulous right now. I'm going to get him a wig. Isn't that just cute? That's just adorable. Look at that! It's freaking adorable. Gargoyle. So he's a draconian dark fae. So a dark fae and a draconian, otherwise a walking dragon, had a child. And they had Greg. Yes, spirits have children. They do. There's a lot of procreation.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm actually excited. I'm ecstatic. That spirit work talker is working. Really, really. You give me fever, fever all through the night. You give me fever, fever, fever through the night. You give me fever.
Deserve.
I deserve it, baby. I deserve all of it. See, that blush dried. See, it dried. Look at all these. I look like a Miranda.
Edward.
Edward? You mean Edward? Ed. I also have a raggedy man that his name is Edward, so that's... It works! Yay! Yay! Hit Kermit the Frog. Yay! Crack myself up sometimes. I crack myself up sometimes. Can I actually take this off? Wonder. I wonder. Oh, it comes off a bit. Just a bit. Just a bit. Although my favorite thing to do is eyeliner. No, that's not my favorite thing to do. My least favorite thing. I look like I have had either a seizure or a stroke when I put eyeliner on. Like, it's the fine details that I don't do. Like, thankfully I have people that can do that for me. I don't need that. People can do it for me. Why do it yourself when people can do it for you? This is what I say.
Jess.
Jess. Just Jess. I am the most beautiful vampire in all the world. Do not, I did not mean for that to be racist. I was doing Antonio Banderas, okay? Just Jess.
Little girl sings.
Little girl sings. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. So far it's signified. So I don't know if I can do this. No, I'm not gonna try to do this. This is a fine tip. This is like finer than fine. This is one of those things that once it dries, it dries. It's
Justice.
really, 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 Really hard to get out. Just really hard. I'm not really impressed with the liquid blush, but I am impressed.
Photo.
Photo. I have a photo up there. I don't know who Jess is.
She's over there.
Can you point to where this is?
Outside.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That's nice. Fun. Didn't need to know that, but okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Look like, you know, what I really want is to look like a mime. That's what I wanted. I want to look like a mime. Try Clown Light. It does wonders for you. Try Clown Light.
It's very lonely here.
I don't know who's talking. False trigger. Is that a false trigger? Is that a false trigger? Yep, it's a false trigger. It's a false trigger. It's one of them false triggers you got. It's not lonely here. You know, it's never lonely here. You know, somebody recommended that I join the choir. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. So I joined and I couldn't hear.
Julia.
Julia. I don't know Julia. We don't have a Julia. There's no Julias here. I'm going to get my hair cut. It's difficult. Lucy, what do you think about getting my hair cut? What do you think about it? I want to know your honest opinion. Do you think I should get my hair cut? What do you think, Lucy? Talk to me. Talk to me here. Do you think I should get layers? Do you think I should get the bangs? Do you think I should get my hair cut at all? At all? You know? Tell me what you really think. I'm ready for my close-up, Mrs. DeMille. I'm telling you, the crazy eyes can save your life. If you don't know, crazy eyes can save your life. It can save your life. I am a clown. I wish I had like red. Do I have a red?
You are confident.
Oh, thank you. You are confident. So I think that's a yes. That was like, you are confident. Then yes, I shall. I shall boldly go. Like, this is kind of
Joshua.
I don't know what Joshua is. That's more burgundy. I did have red. Like, I did have a red. This is about as close as I can get to a red.
You are empathetic.
The fuck I am. Meaning, yes, I am. There we go. Looks like I'm sunbathing. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to take all of this off eventually. Sadly, makeup must come off at some point. I am empathetic. They know that I am. I wouldn't be here if it was not so. But what really works?
Certainly.
Certainly. Certainly. Why, certainly. Okay. Looks a little bit better. Makes it look. Why am I putting it over
Planchette.
there? Planchette. She's referring to when I contacted her in another dimension. No, I used a Ouija board. She's from a different dimension, but I'm stuck in this one. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in this one. This is the most chaotic live that I've ever done. That's actually not true. I had another one that was just as chaotic. This is the second most chaotic live that I've done. And it's fantastic. Love chaos. I thought I was a chaos witch, but I don't think I am. I think that's quite who I am. Don't you love the gold pants? I love the gold pants! Okay. Hold. Benny. Benny. Benny, Benny, Benny. Benny likes Star Trek. But I never get to take him. He's gonna...
I don't mean to scare you.
Hey. Yeah, there was this one time, so this is a funny story. This is a real funny story. So, when I was,
Amazed.
amazed. She's already amazed at the story I was going to tell. So, this is about you, Lucy. This is about you. This is about you. I am a fucking unicorn.
Olivia.
Olivia. I've heard that name before. But I'm fabulous. Fucking unicorn, that's why. Wouldn't it be cool if I just... No, don't do that. That doesn't really support it. It doesn't even stay on my head, let alone do that. But yes, I was all alone in the house, and probably had been watching a scary movie at some point. I don't know how scary it was, but I look up and I see a pair of very bright eyes looking down at me from the top of the stairs, and I look up and I'm like, oh my fucking god. Oh my gosh. And then I realize it's Lucy. She was alive at the time.
I knocked.
I knocked. Thank you. That's very considerate of you. But yeah, and then there was another time where I was watching the Bell Witch Haunting. And there was this one guy that was really obsessed with horror and urban exploring. He was a complete idiot over anything that was horror related. Like, he would go into dangerous situations just for the thrill of it. So glad I'm not friends with him anymore. But
Static.
He was static. So he was like, you know, I don't want to watch horror movies like at night because I don't know how you'll be. I was like, what does night have to do with it? What is there a curfew? We're only supposed to watch horror movies during the day? No, of course you watch it at nighttime. That's the thrill. If you're a thrill seeker, don't tell me that you're not a thrill seeker if you're just sitting there watching horror movies during the day. Okay? Yeah. You're not a thrill seeker. You, there's the door.
Fear.
Fear! You know, so I was like, yeah, there was fear. Exactly what I was saying, Lucy. So, and I heard a sound like, thump, thump, thump. You know, and I heard this sound and I was just really, and I look over and I realize it's the dog. But wait, I don't have a dog. No, no, I had a dog. I was watching the Bell Witch Haunting. It was dark. And, yeah.
Demonic.
We have demonic things here, yes. Many demonic things. What do you think this is?
I've been here 50 years.
Well, that's not Lucy.
The devil is real.
The devil is a liar. The devil is real, yeah. From what I heard, the devil's not so bad. Heard people that met him. He's like, yeah, he's a good kid. He's okay guy. He's an okay guy, you know. Darn tootin'. This has been a really long session, and I'm really, really pleased with it. It's just that I want to do other things, and I want to take this makeup off. Like now. Even though I want to be a sparkling name. I want to be a sparkling mermaid unicorn. I deserve to be a sparkling mermaid unicorn, okay? It was possible in My Little Pony. Then it should be possible for me. It's not too much to ask, is it? No, it's not.
Suffering.
There's no suffering here. Anyway,